God, this is crooked. And I do not know how to fix it. We're just gonna go with it, because otherwise this video is never gonna happen. You know how the instant you decide to film, someone starts mowing their lawn or a plane goes by? So, anyway, books to Huda. I decided to do the end of the year book tag because Ariel Bissett just filmed it, or just uploaded it, and I'm enjoying getting back into creative projects now that I have a job that isn't sucking my soul out. I started a job I'm technically a lab technician, I found out, but I'm a packager of like little medical supplies now, so part-time though, so I still get to work on my novel. Yay! The questions, without further ado. Books I started this year I need to finish. Something I've done this year in an attempt to... I found that tracking my progress on Goodreads as I'm reading makes me kind of anxious and like, I don't know. So I just stopped doing that, and now I only add a book to Goodreads after I'm done with it. For a long time now, I write the date that I start a book in the front of the book. With Kindle, obviously, this is a little more difficult. Maybe I need to start making a paper list of that. I don't know. But so, books I started this year I need to finish. One of them is this book, Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by Tara Schuster. I bought this book on a whim, mostly because of the title, which is great. It's a self-help book. Like the subtitle is Some Other Rituals to Fix Your Life from Someone Who's Been There. As you may know, if you've watched my latest video or paid attention at all on social media, I went through a serious depression this summer. I think I'm mostly, like, I'm definitely out of the depressed part. The anxiety is, like, still something I'm working on. But obviously, as my friend Cherish told me, this is something you're gonna deal with your entire life. I'm like, ugh, you're right. Damn it. You're always right, Cherish. But anyway, so this book I started August 12th. Oh my god, that's Ash's birthday for Banana Fish. Anyhow, and read a lot of it like before bed. I find reading nonfiction when my mind is exhausted helps. Like I don't have to pay attention that much like I do with fiction. And I have done some of the things that she's recommended and they've really helped. Like, I mean, hers is Buy the Lilies and mine is buying magazines. I enjoy magazines. They're just dumb and frivolous. I mean, not all of them, but like the ones I enjoy are stupid. They're like Martha Stewart Living. I mean, they're not stupid, but they're kind of stupid. But they bring me a lot of joy to just sit there and flip through fucking magazines. So I spent $11 on magazines and it was a great investment. They brought me a lot of joy. This I just started today, which is Darker Eyes by C.S. Picot. Yes, it does not come out yet. Yes, I have an ARC. I got this from Blue Willow Bookshop in, it's like Houston, Texas. They kindly gave this to me, one of the lovely booksellers. I didn't ask her name, unfortunately, but if you ever can go to that bookshop, go there. It's wonderful. I started this morning. C.S. Picot is one of my favorite authors, even though she's only written 3 books other than this, which are the Captive Prince trilogy, which is one of my favorite trilogies ever. It's so good, and I'm really hoping this is in the same vein. The other book I started this year, when did I start it? Yeah, I literally started January 1st. It's Upstream by Mary Oliver. It's essays. This cover is gorgeous. She wrote a lot of poetry, but she also, she's just really attuned to nature, and these have been very, soothing in a time, before vaccination was accessible to people. I didn't really feel safe going to parks and going outside, so this was a way that I got outside, even though I was inside. And I love reading these before bed. I think maybe I could finish it December 31st. That would be cool. To bookend the whole, I read this book over the course of the whole year. That would be cool. I'm in a bit that's taking me longer. It's a bit of a literary criticism of stuff I haven't read, like Leaves of Grass and a lot of Edgar Allan Poe. Wordsworth Mountain is next. Have I read any Wordsworth? I don't know. maybe. Probably in grad school. An autumnal book to transition to the end of the year. So there are 2 sad romance books that I've been saving, or sad, like, romantic books that I've been saving, and, like, I'm trying to stop saving things and experience them, because, like, what if I die and then I've never read any of these wonderful books that I've been saving forever? That's part of why I started Dark Rise today, because I was like, you know what? Been anticipating this book since I found out about it. Just do the thing. So, the first one is by Tiffany DiBartolo. It's called Sorrow, and I heard about it through Colleen Hoover giving it a shout out. It's a gay romance. Shock. This guy Joe, once a promising guitar prodigy, been living out direction. He's in his 30s. He starts working for a carpenter named October. Like, and look, this cover is divine. I don't know. They're like, you know, I'm assuming there's kissing. I'm hoping, and it feels very fall to me. So that one. And then this book I have been, so I found out about this book in an edition of Writer's Digest, I think. I read an interview with the author, Lisa Cross-Smith, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, about quiet books, the power of quiet books. And this is her quiet book, Whiskey and Ribbons. This cover. I know there have been a lot of covers like this now, but this was the first one I saw where it's like neon text over beautiful painting. If I ever, like, when I publish my book, I would love one of my books, I want to have a cover like this. I made one myself for Neither Devil Nor Saint that is like super attempting to look like this. So what is this about? Set in contemporary Louisville. It's surrounding the death of a police officer. I don't even really, at this point I just remember like one fact. So let's see. Evie is a classically trained ballerina, was 9 months pregnant when her husband Ammon was killed in the line of duty. Now it is winter. Ammon's adopted brother. That's a key point. Adopted brother Dalton moved in to help raise her 6-month-old Noah. She snowed in with Dalton during a freak blizzard. It's got three points of view. Evie in present day during the blizzard. Ammon before his murder, and Dalton as he struggles to make sense of his life next to his brothers. It's all about grief, hope, motherhood, brotherhood, fatherhood. But yes, I've been excited about this book forever. I ordered it as soon as a paperback was available because I think the paperback is, like, this is, I think, my favorite cover. I'm sure there are others that are like different type of favorites, but I mean, Uprooted is up there. This one of Gone with the Wind, just because it's got Scarlet on it, but this is one of my favorite book covers of all time, and I don't think it will ever be topped. It's just so fucking pretty! So anyway, that one. Continue. New release I'm still waiting for, hilariously, Dark Rise, which comes out, like next week. I'm only starting it 5 days before it's actually released, but still, I'll be like hyping it with other people, so that's exciting. Let's see. Oh, TJ Klune's Under the Whispering Door. I pre-ordered like the day it was announced or something. TJ Klune is one of my favorite authors. He's so amazing. I can't wait. And it's about a love story with a ghost in it. And I'm like, is it going to be anything like my book? Who knows? Okay. I'm sure there's others. Actually, this is why I brought my phone over here for this question, because I have a list on Amazon just for books that I want to pre-order, but can't really afford to right now until I start making money again. And there's so many good books coming out soon. So books coming out this year that I still care about. I mean, I've already read all of it, but Lore Olympus like the first volume of the bind up. Oh, so exciting. Iron Widow by Jiren J. Zhao. Comes out the same day as Dark Rise. Certain Dark Things came out like last week by Sylvia Moreno Garcia in paperback. Empire the Vampire by Jay Kristoff also just came out, which I'm curious about. I've never read anything of his, but it just sounds fun. This one, I haven't really heard anything about. I think I found out about it on Twitter, but it looks so my thing. It's called Before We Disappear by Sean David Hutchinson. A true magician never falls in love. It looks like a gay magical fantasy. Like, cover my face, look at the book cover, come on phone, do the thing. Ugh, looks so great. The X-Hex comes out at the end of September. Jade Fired Gold. Flowers for the Sea. Nothing But Blackened Teeth. All the Feels, the new Olivia Dade. And the rest of the ones that I want come out next year. But I feel like it's so close that I can talk about it, but Something Fabulous by Alexis Hell. I'm so excited about that book. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a video about my love for Alexis Hall because I discovered him during the like unintentional hiatus of Books to Huda, along with KJ Charles. I'm gonna fall over. They are, I just love their books so much. Okay, enough of that. 3 books I want to read before the end of the year. I grabbed a few. So, Binti. This is like the smallest book ever, and it's so highly lauded. And I mean, Hugo and Nebula Award winner, and it's flipping 90 pages, right? I've had this for a really long time, and I just need to let myself read it. It's one of those ones where I'm like saving it because I know it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, need to read that. Other ones I want to read before the end of the year. I read and loved Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. And I want to read more of her because her prose is just amazing. So I bought After You'd Gone. This is the 20th anniversary edition. It's really beautiful. And I feel like, I read Hamnet in a few days. This is part of a trend that I've noticed in my own reading where like, I'm not really reading YA anymore. I'm not really interested. This is the first YA I've read in a while. And I can feel the plot being YA at me. Like I feel the YA conventions, which is strange. I don't even think I've read any YA this year. I'd have to look back. Let me check. I don't think so. This is why I still use Goodreads, just because I've been using it for so long and I have so much of my history in there. Scrolling through my books read. I've read manga, but that's not YA. Oh, I finished Her Royal Highness earlier this year. That's YA, but it's okay. It was cute, but It didn't help that I took a really large break in the middle, so I missed all of the tension building, so that didn't really, I really don't think I did. I have read no YA this year. That's really funny. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna read this. I want to read Neon Gods by Katie Robert. Obviously everyone's talking about it, and with the Lore Olympus coming out, I want more Hades and Persephone, and Alexis Hall wants 5 of these Hades, which means I will probably too. And speaking of Alexis Hall, this book that he recommended is the last one that I really want to read. It's Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. You can tell it's like a historical romance, traditional. It's an Avon? Yeah, Avon historical romance. And it's apparently very like angsty and just all the things that I love. I have it physical, I have the audiobook, so I think I'm going to flip back and forth because the audiobook is narrated by Nicholas, name here, who the author apparently handpicked, and I've read I've listened to a few of his narrations, and they're wonderful. So, book that could still shock me and become a favorite. I'm expecting this to be a favorite, so I'm not sure it's going to be shocking. Just because it's YA, I'm not, I have super trust in C.S. Picot, but I'm expecting it to be a favorite, but it might not be. Have I started making reading plans for next year? Look behind me. Yes, I have. Sort of. Like, I just plan to read a lot. My goal this year is to read 100 books. I'm doing pretty well. Let's see where I'm at. Even with my depression, which lasted a few months, I'm still pretty much on track to do it, I think. Let me look at my reading challenge. I'm 66 of 100 books. I'm 4 behind schedule, apparently, which is fine. And I have read, actually I'm right on schedule if I include these, which I didn't really want to because I was very disappointed. So I went to a thrift shop and found volumes 2 through 5 and volume 10 of Gravitation, which is one of like the first gay love stories that I came across and loved it as a teenager. And so I ordered volume 1 used so that I could start from the beginning. And volume 1 was basically what I remembered. And then it just gets more and more like icky and so I didn't log 2 through 5 on my Goodreads, and even though I have read them this year. The anime is better, thankfully. I rewatched the first few episodes. I'm like, okay, this is what I remember loving. Reading plans for next year. I got off topic. I would really like to read a lot of books next year. I'm gonna shoot for 100 again. I will read Something Fabulous the second it's available. Gallant by Victoria Schwab. Is that V.E. Schwab or Victoria? Victoria. Next year. But mostly I want to read more craft books. I want to keep reading romance. I want to get better at writing it. I just want to read good books. That's all. So, thank you for coming back to Bookstota if you have. I will be back again soon.